What happened while we were away, brought to you by Lock It Up Bad Guys.
This is what happens when you let good cops be cops. And we're going to continue to let good cops be cops across this country.
That is FBI Director Kash Patel, who announced the capture of an MS-13 top leader for the U.S. East Coast. Officials captured the 24-year-old suspect in Woodbridge, Virginia, just south of Washington, D.C. Authorities have yet to release the suspect's name, but they say he's one of the top 3 leaders of the MS-13 gang in the United States. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem visited the El Salvador prison, housing some of the violent deportees under Trump's invocation of the Alien Enemies Act.
I also want everybody to know, if you come to our country illegally, this is one of the consequences you could face. First of all, do not come to our country illegally. You will be removed and you will be prosecuted.
Federal appellate court declined to issue a stay on a lower court's orders in a suit challenging the Trump administration's authority to deport Venezuelan nationals via the aforementioned Alien Enemies Act. In a 2-1 decision Wednesday, a 3-judge panel sided with the plaintiffs in the suit, further attempting to block the Trump administration's ability to move forward with its deportation agenda. The case is expected to go to the Supreme Court. House Speaker Mike Johnson says his chamber has the authority to keep these out-of-control judges in line.
We can eliminate an entire district court. We have power funding over the courts and all these other things. But desperate times call for desperate measures, and Congress is going to act.
Learning Chinese today. Today's phrase is, then freaking act already.
那就赶紧行动吧.
At the White House, it's sad commentary when this even needs to be said, but truth is truth nonetheless.
They're fighting for a 2% issue. That's good. Let them keep doing it. No matter how many surgeries you have or chemicals you inject, if you're born with male DNA in every cell of your body, you can never become a woman. You're not going to be a woman.
In the House of Representatives, NPR CEO Catherine Marr was confronted by Congressman Brandon Gill with the absolutely bat crap crazy things her publication has pushed.
Your health advisor at NPR also stated in an interview that, quote, fear of fatness is more harmful than actual fat. Would you like to explain how fear of fatness is more harmful than actual fat? That's an editorial at NPR.
I am not familiar with the editorial, and I don't believe that was published during my time here.
It's called Diet Culture is Everywhere. Here's how to fight it. Do you think that that's an appropriate use of taxpayer dollars?
I think any reporting on health is an appropriate use of taxpayer dollars, yes.
And you think that editorializing that fat is not unhealthy is appropriate?
I don't know what that article is, sir, and I'm not familiar with it, so I couldn't say.
This is fake news. Do you think that basic accommodations like doorways or seatbelts represent, quote, latent fat phobia?
I don't have an opinion.
It's also from NPR. Do you think civility is racist?
No, sir.
No. Your outlet ran an article entitled, quote, when civility is used as a cudgel against people of color. That was on All Things Considered. Would you like to explain?
I'm not on the editorial side, sir. I'm not familiar with that story.
You talk about how NPR is news. This is editorialization, and I'll read it. For many people of color in the United States, civility isn't so much social lubricant as it is a vehicle for containing them, preventing social mobility, and preserving the status quo. This is garbage.
Yeah, I can't wait till Republicans defund NPR. By the way, Catherine Marr, NPR CEO, she's also on the board of directors of Signal, the encrypted messaging app you may have heard of. She was also just cast in Avengers Doomsday yesterday. Only one of those last 2 things is not true. And that's what happened while we were away.